Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Alonso here with Matt and Christy, and I have alas not ever dated Amber, nor have I seen the movie Dating Amber, but Matt has seen, if not dated. So what do you got?
So Dating Amber is a story about a young man, Eddie, I believe his name is, played by Fionn O'Shea, who is clearly pretty gay, as we see in the movie. But he's not really out to himself. He's certainly not out to anyone in his family or anyone in his community, and he wants to pass for straight. He doesn't. He's very in the closet. He lives in a very small town in Ireland. The other knuckleheads he goes to school with are constantly giving him shit about stuff all the time. And there is a girl named Amber, played by Lola Petticrew, who everybody assumes is a lesbian. And they meet up one day because she throws rocks at him and is asking about stuff. And they decide that they're going to pretend to date and be each other's beards. And they have to do things like she'll come over for dinner to his house and meet his parents. And, they walk down the hall at school arm in arm, and everyone seems to believe it. And they do have good chemistry. They're very, Amber especially is extremely sharp-tongued, but they have excellent chemistry, these two actors, and they're pretty funny together. There's a subplot about Eddie joining the military because his father is an army officer, and so he's practicing his training, getting ready for the cadet school and the cadet test that they have to take, and he's awful at it. There's a man with no upper body strength at all. And this is set in the 90s, I think I mentioned, and it is somewhat based on David Freyne, the writer-director's own life. Oh. And I thought this movie was really, really good. I liked this a lot. It moves along. It's breezy. It's very funny. The two leads have astounding chemistry. Just leaps right off the screen. And I could kind of just watch them hang out and do anything. They were so entertaining. It also gets surprisingly moving at the end in a way that I didn't expect. It's not perfect. It drops the ball in a couple places. I think sometimes it takes some ideas a little too far. But the tonal shift, it sometimes isn't great at, but it does kind of stick the landing. I like this a lot. I'm curious to see and I was glad that somebody else watched it so that we could talk about it.
Me, that somebody is me, because you recommended it so highly. So I just watched it last night, and I'm really glad that I did. I found it really charming as well. And it could have been like twee and sentimental and feel good, but there is an edge to it. And there's a few little running gags throughout. Like, he rides his bike everywhere and like just keeps like riding into trouble or like getting hit. People like throw rocks and shit at him. Like,
well, so she does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, if she's not, but he like in the beginning of it, like rides into like a live ordnance training thing on the army base that they live near. There's a funny running bit also with the kid who is his younger brother. Somehow he's like more plugged into what's happening at school than Eddie is. And so like he knows all the gossip of, who went how far with who else. And so they're having a lovely family dinner and just chatting about their day. And the younger brother always has the scoop, and it's always like shockingly graphic. Like that's a funny running bit too. And then, yeah, the two of them have a really nice way with each other. And this subject matter could theoretically be heavy-handed or preachy or too feel good about accepting yourself and coming out, but it takes enough detours along the way to its final destination that it kept me guessing and pleasantly surprised. I like the chemistry that she has with Lauren Canny as Sarah, this young woman that she meets when the two of them skip school and go get drunk and go to Dublin. I guess you can be 18.
Yeah, you can drink at 18 in England. So they skip school and go to a bar.
In right Ireland too, I guess. So it's the 90s, so nobody cares. So they go and they get drunk in the middle of the day, and she meets this really cute lesbian at a bar, and they have fun with each other and a nice chemistry with each other as well. So yeah, and then there's another scene that takes place later on at the same gay bar that is surprisingly tense.
Yeah.
The party that they go to, there's like a nighttime theme thing.
But when they go to that one bar and, you know, he watches the drag queen singing that was a sweet scene. There's some real laughs in here. Like there's a scene where one of the characters comes out and it's okay, right? It's fine. But then that character brings their date home, and I'm not going to spoil who it is, brings their real significant other home. And what is unacceptable is that other significant other is a vegetarian. Like we can handle the queer, we can't handle vegetarians.
There's a whole other funny running bit where Amber is saving up money to leave the shitty Irish town by allowing people to have sex in her RV. She lives in an RV park, and so she like just lets them go.
She takes care of the empty ones. Yeah.
So she lets them go and do that. And also Sharon Horgan is Eddie's mom.
Oh, nice.
It's always good to see her. And she brings her usual kind of like matter of fact, natural charm. Like so there's just such a wonderful, accessible authenticity about Sharon Horgan, no matter what the movie is. And so it's always good to see her. So yeah, this is a nice little surprise.
And Finn O'Shea, by the way, is quite good in a movie called Handsome Devil. That was a queer film from a couple of years ago that people might enjoy. This sounds great. I'm sorry I slept on this. I've had a lot going on this week, but I will try and catch up with this.
It's definitely worth checking out. And there's a silliness to it that I think is refreshing because, you know, as you mentioned, Christy, there's so many of these movies that are so heavy-handed, and even when they're happy, right? It's this important believe in yourself. And this one's more looking back at like, man, look at the crazy shit that I was doing. Right. And it's kind of this, you know, nostalgic, silly look back. And, you know, for instance, we could see the videotape that the nuns show for the sex ed class.
So funny. It's
it
so
is
good.
So, yeah. And
these kids are already so oversexed. Like they're just like, giving each other like hand jobs, like behind the school and smoking constantly. And so, yeah, so they all think that the nun videotape is hilarious, which it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this a lot. It's really sweet. I'm saying 7.4.
What did I say for this one? 8?
I said 8.
Yeah. 8. Stick by it.
7.7 is our number. I think it's streaming, Matt.
Yes, it is streaming.
All right. You sold me. I will check it out. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on social media at BeFastAllDay. And please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We're talking about The Mandalorian. We're talking about Seduced. And we are in the final days of accepting votes from our subscribers about which non-007 Sean Connery classic we'll be reviewing in the month of November. That's our show this week. Thanks for watching and listening. And, you know, have a good week. Take care of yourselves and each other. Christy, anything you want to throw in, or are we good?
No, I'm just happy. We're all in a happier mood this week than we were last week. We were very much in flux and in doubt last week, and I'm feeling positive for the first time in a long time. So
yay!
Good to have you all along with us for that.
All right. Like we made it.
We will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.